So we're going to continue. Okay, people, even if it is visually impressive and it doesn't follow the instruction, it fails. Verify all required prompt element are present. Verify all required prompt elements are present. Subject, action, setting, style, and constraint. So that's a very very important thing. So treat explicit prompt requirements as pass or fail. So what they're trying to tell you, we don't want you to tell us it's all the same. Try as much as you can to not to say it's a draw. Watch for common defects, wrapped anatomy, distorted text flickering, identity draft, and realistic motion. Let's say a good image that has 6 fingers. So it's like, an image of a model, but she has like 7 fingers. So yeah, okay, when you talk about when you talk about when you talk about in terms of all these things, in terms of, like, how can I put it, annotation itself, whatever this is the same concept that is done Handshake and everywhere else. It's just certain rules, you follow certain rules. So do not choose the prettier output if it fails the instructions. Already gotten that one. So we're still under those minutes. So there's another thing, very important one, the knowledge check and all that. So now let's test your annotator skill for Either. You will complete a set of tasks covering projects types that exist on Either. Carefully review each video or image and answer the questions following the instructions. For every question, provide a clear verdict and a detailed explanation outlining the reasoning behind your answer. So we have to be able to articulate ourselves, be able to say, we think this because of this and this, and because you didn't follow the other instruction you gave us. Pay close attention to details. Approach each task as if you are submitting it directly on either subject. So then they come here and tell us, let's scroll. Yeah, so yes, but not limited. So they don't want you to use LLMs. LLMs is these large language models that are made for tasking, Gemini or that or that. They don't really literally want you to do all that. So they want to make sure that you have done the right thing. So copy pasting, most people try to copy paste or using ChatGPT. Copy pasting or reusing work for other contributors is restrictively prohibited. All submission must be your own. So they want you at least to be able to, if you're going to use tools, you can use humanizing tools. But nowadays also, I just trying to encourage people, if you can, just do it you yourself. You should clearly state which response you prefer. Use vague or imprecise language. Yeah, so when you state your preferences, so cite specific details for each response. A looks distorted in the upper left corner. So they want you to be specific. Use holistic. B looks nicer. Yes, so they don't want you to just be vague. They want you to actually. Yes, yes. So they want you to be able to actually tell them, what you think, So yes, so they want everything to be in details and all that. So justification now for co-audio. So this is another one. They're saying audio quality and synchronization. Video A is significant better in this category, although it contains minor static at 0.002 and an audio artifact at 0.8. The audio remains usable and generally fits the scene. Video B narration is much problematic. So these are really good detailed explanation. So you can see now the bad justification. Video A is better because the audio sounds pretty good. I didn't like video A very much, and it didn't follow instruction. So they're telling you clearly states preferences, cite specific details from each video, explains all the relevant factors, So if something is much of a, like the distorted finger, you can't go on explaining that image is bad and not mention the distorted finger, right? So a final judgment that explains each factor contributed to the overall preference. So somehow vague and okay, you can see now, you at least but you've done it before. And before, what was one of the most interesting projects I've ever done? Let me know what was. Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, no worries. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So okay, yeah. The most interesting thing is you have to look at this like what are they trying to achieve, and the human senses, like a human akonas, the smelling sense, the touch, your visuals, all these things, and they're trying to develop AI on each one of them. For example, if you are, let's say, you're busy and CBD doing a thing, you'll find that for how you're processing information, how you're calculating when to cross the road and everything, while, like, it's so amazing, and they're trying to achieve all that. So on every task that exists out there, regardless of the platform, they're just testing you on those things. They're just making you and make, and just giving you tasks that if you answer, the analogy for the kid changing, watching you change the bulb again, because that's how AI is, a kid watching you change the bulb to learn how to do it, but there are set of rules of how you're going to be able to do it. So yeah, so someone was trying to call me. Can you hear me now? Yeah, someone is trying to call me. So anyway, now here that's why I wanted you to be able to be in it. So because the update, this is the new update, and you can see you will compare pairs of AI generated videos produced from the same text prompt. For each pair, you will judge which video is better across several dimensions. Before annotating, make sure you're before annotating, right? Now they're telling you, before annotating, make sure your audio stand up and speakers are working, so that you can be able to hear whatever it's going to be played, because they're going to play a couple of videos for us. Yeah. So we have to, so they're telling make sure the videos are working. Important, avoid ties whenever possible. Remember me telling you this early on. You find they are telling they're trying to make you avoid to say it's a tie, because it's very hard for an AI to make an outcome that is a tie, right? So they're trying to make it to be as not biased, but as subjective as possible. So um, read the prompt carefully. Make sure you understand every detail: subject, action, setting, style, camera, movement, and any temporal events, e.g., fast. Then watch both videos fully at least once at normal speed before making any judgment. Rewatch. So now we've been tested on videos. You'll find that maybe, I know you've gone through some of the videos I've uploaded, and you found that when they either began, it began with images videos rather than the videos. So the format has clearly changed, you know so they either used to begin with. Now you find that with time, now they are beginning with video. They want to test us on an anime video, and you can see we are going to be tested on an anime video on certain roles. But way back, they used to begin with maybe images, and maybe you find that maybe in 2 weeks time they will begin with audios. So the format keeps changing, but the fundamentals remain the same, right? So mhm. Exactly, exactly, exactly. But now the hidden trick is in the articulation, and what like your general perspective of what you think is very important, because they want to train AI. That's why you see all these. If you have used cloud, if you have used ChatGPT, all these models that are coming out, you find out that the updates are coming out so fast that you can even keep up. Every time you go online, you're like, oh, there's a new AI tool doing this and this. Is because they are able to get massive feedback from people like us, doing all this and everything, the way you're doing tasking and giving feedback, so you are able to improve the system. So just to so that we don't waste time, let's just continue, right? So watch both videos fully at a normal speed so you understand. Rewatch as needed. Pause. So the first time you watch, then you can go back and repause and everything. The length of the video may vary slightly. The ending may be cut off. Do not penalize short videos or cut off endings. Don't rush. Your annotation should take a meaningful amount of time to review details of each image. Watch for common defects the same way. So the facts are just the same. And we continue scrolling. And here, so here's a prompt. Um, here's a prompt that, yeah. So they're saying that this is the sequence. Are you a fan of anime? So this either task, you can see the prompt. They are saying anime fight sequence under a sukra tree. The two swordsmen clash in a fury of strikes. Petals scattering with each impact. So this what they're telling. They're giving us images, and then this image they are going to change it to a video, and then you're going to see where it's. They're going to give you, because you're assuming you keyed this in a video text to video tool. So you as the client, you want to see which, and then it's going to give you two videos. So you determine which video did good according to the instructions, right? So one fighter feints low. You can see one fighter feints low, then leaps over the opponent, slashing downward mid-air. The other blocks, skids backward through fallen petals and charges against. So soil shades with dramatic speed, lines with. So you can see. So okay, and here is we have a video right here. So this is the response one, right? And this is response 2. So at times, for you to really do good, right, for you to be able to, you can even be able to sketch the scenes, right, in your mind according to how we have read. So I'm going to play the first video. So I guess you log off. Now that you've gotten, I guess you because you have to play it so that you can. Let's play it and see if you can. Yeah, so you have to play it because I can't hear it on my end. Yeah, that's why. i- Okay, I can't hear it. I can see it, can't hear it. So that's why maybe whenever I'm, assisting someone to do an assessment, unless maybe, yeah, yeah. Yes, I can. Yes, I can for sure. Okay, let me proceed. So, like the whole thing is, yeah, so the whole thing is more of like a compact. You can see these two swordsmen, the swordsmen are going at each other, and these two swordsmen, their way they're moving across the petals flying everywhere, the two swords and all that. So let me play the second video and then see. Okay, okay, I'm playing this second one. Let me minimize it because I can't hear it. I guess don't have good internet reception. But the two of them, right? Let's go back to whatever should be guiding us. Whatever should be guiding us. Okay. You can scroll up. Yes, anime fight sequence under a Sukra tree. Okay. So, okay, can scroll to the prompt. Just scroll to the prompt up there. Yeah, kindly just scroll. So, two sword men clash in a what okay what is your thought, like what is your first instinct when you read this and then watch the two videos and hear the sounds and everything? Okay, so you can see the two swordsmen clash in a fury strike, petals scattering with each impact. So each thing, there's like petals everywhere. One fighter faints low, then leaps over the opponent. So slashing down mid-air. Yes, slashing down mid-air. So one will jump up. So let's play the other video and we see the other video. What's happening? Hmm? Yes, kindly. Yeah, yes. Play the second one. You can play the second one. Okay. The second one is actually good, right? Which it's not, is it following the instructions? Mhm. When it plays, I can't be able to play. Can you try and play it? I can see so that I see. Yeah. Nice. So this is the first fight. Okay, let's go. This is the second fight. This is the second fight. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what I'm looking for is these fighters. One of them is going to feign low. He's ducking low, and then he's going to like jump up and his sword, right? So amongst the two, amongst the two, you have to look at which one starts that way, which one has those exact descriptions. So according to what we have seen, I wasn't able to properly see the whole thing, but according to you, which one would you think followed those instructions, followed the instruction of the prompt? Okay, so then if you see two videos, you make a call, and then now we have to articulate clearly. So what is the first question asking? What is the first question asking? We now go to the first. The, yeah, yeah. Okay, which response do you prefer overall? Yeah, so which one do you prefer based on, okay, response, which one should do over, okay, you prefer A. Respond with respond A, respond B, both good, both bad, and provide a brief but evidence-based explanation. Generic responses are not accepted, so we can't use ChatGPT. So explain why the chosen response is better on the relevant dimension. Explain what the response did worse and misled or failed to follow. So respond with which response do you prefer overall? Okay, then you say respond A is better. So this is what you say. Response A is better, right? So because okay, so why would you say response A is better? Because you played the both videos. It followed the prompt on what specifically? It followed the prompt instruction. So instruction. Where did it follow instruction? Okay, so the okay, so response A is better because it follows the instructions of the. So in the on the response B video, the petals are not scattering with each impact, are they not? And then I have a couple of questions. You saw those videos, right? So I want to ask you to see how you see anime fight sequence under a sukra tree. The two swordmen clash in flurry of strikes, petals scattering each impact. So question number one: do petals scatter in each strike in the beginning of this fight in all both videos? Okay, good. So they're still good. Yes. So another question now. This is how I look at it. Does the one fighter faint low? Does one fighter faint low in both videos before they launch for a strike? Faint low is like yeah, it's like ni kama kuinama. It's like you're trying to you want to like you see how the animations are and then there's a character with some powers and they're trying to jump up. So in the does he faint low then leaps over the opponent? Does one they in the both videos? Yeah. Mm, okay, 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 okay. So, mhm. Okay, so that is really, really awesome. That's a very good. So in response B, you see clearly that the other block skids backwards. So the other blocks skids backward. I think it's because of the force, that because this one already had like leaped over. So there's, of course, he had to like, and I can even see here. You see? I can even see this is accurate. But just looking at here, I can see she has been attacked, and now you can see that I think that's what is actually happening. We are there. Skids backward though through fallen petals. So these are the fallen petals. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back and see. Yeah, maybe you can. Okay, let's play the whole thing. I think we're going to do it. But this is what I wanted, just for you to make a good call, right? You have noticed that clearly there are so many differences with the response is far much better by following. So I would want you to maybe help me here and say, and I want so that at least we go to, because the others are easy. I want you to just see how the sequence happens, right? So you say response, maybe you can assist me and be able to articulate the way you actually saw the video and everything in regards to the instructions. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Okay, okay. Yes, yeah, no, yes, no, no, no. Just give, first of all, you say, explain why the chosen decision response is better on the relevant there. So you say response A is better because it followed the instruction, prompt instruction, or it followed the prompt, right? Let's say not say instruction because there were no instruction. It followed the prompt on on one fighter, right? Or one sword, one sword man. Let me say one sword man. Yes, one swordsman. So one swordsman does what? They said. What did they say? Uh huh. Yes. One sword. Yes. Then leaves. And then you, yes, so you're going to give it on like it really did the job that it was supposed to. Like, you know what's happening? Think of yourself like when you use a chat GBT. At times, I know you see respond A and B and B, right? And so think of yourself as a user of a certain tool, premium tool you paid for, and you gave it the same response, and it gave you those two responses. Which one really served your purpose according to your needs, right? Yes, and I mid-air, while uh, the other one blocks. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's what you're saying. Now you're saying explain what. what the other response did was. You say response B is did was. Now you explain it did not follow through with all, because maybe you can even give an example instead of this one fighter doing the exact thing that maybe they did the opposite. And so since you saw the video, you can be able to describe they did the opposite. But for this particular one, you don't have to. For this particular one, you don't have to really. You don't have to really. Yes, everything. Yes, yes, yes. You see, they told us about that. So you say response B clearly fails to you can say clearly response B clearly fails to follow through with the prompt. Yes. Now you can give an example of like the opening scene. Yes. So he lips. He doesn't slash, right? So failing. So you're just going to say doesn't slash mid air failing to meet the prompt requirement, or failing to meet the prompt input, or failing the prompt input. Because it did fail, right? It did fail. It didn't really give. It gave you probably better graphics, and that's what they were talking about. Like, don't choose something that is much better looking. Yes. So, and then you can submit answer. Yes. Don't worry about it, because time. Trying to make sure that. Yeah. So continue. Yeah. So we have to make sure at least we don't really take like so much time. The better, the earlier we finish, the better. But the more accurate, the much better. Yes, now we're doing the visual quality. So let's go up a little bit out to the next question. So the first question was on overall preference. And now, yes, and you just submitted the question on overall preference. Now we're going to be uh, instruction following. And they were just going to use the same words we used, only this time round twisted. Which video better follow this given instruction? Right subject, action, setting, style, camera movement. Um, so mhm. You respond with response A. You see this one? You say, yes. If you say video A, yes. Yes, so yeah, follow the instruction. So we are explaining in action. You can say by the movement of, if it's action, we can say the movement of the two, the movement of the swordsman, right? They move. Yes. You can give yeah, the two swordsmen, right? Because I'm saying action setting, so and camera movement. So when you look at the two videos, if let's say you are reading a novel and you are reading the prompt as a, as a page somewhere, what is your visualization in your mind? So out of the two videos, yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, that's what they're saying. Which video better follows the given instruction, right? Which video better follows the given right subjects, right? It had the right subject. So like petals is a subject in that. We have the swords is a subject. There's two swords under a water, so under, yes, under that tree is also subject. So all those are the right subjects are there. As is the right action there. The right action is there only in one video. Not that they not both of them lack action, they both have action, but the right specific action according to the prompt is in the response A video. And then camera movement, right? So temporal events is like the petals when this person is like, backwards up from the force of the first swordman attack. The petals are like, going out, like those details, those temporal events, are they there, right? So you can be able to describe it from, let me see. Yes, the movements of the two swordsmen. Yes. Mhm. Who leaps over? But you're doing really good. You're doing a really good job. The fighter who. Mhm. Who skids backwards? Okay. Skids backwards. Drew. We have to finish this because it's not complete, right? We have to like give the other thing why the other thing didn't do. So what the other response did was, so we're talking about you don't have to, because I feel like this is like mirroring, right? It's like saying something and then like you say the opposite of the other thing that the other thing didn't do. So they're saying explain what the other response did was misled, or you can say what it did the worst, not like in detailed format, right? So what is that one thing that made you know this is not that video? The response is not better than the other one. What is that one thing? You can be able to use that as an explanation. Response follows the instructions in full in details. For example, the movements. Nice, nice. Mhm, mhm. Okay, so that I was asking a question. While response B, you haven't said. Okay, okay, okay. So the other, I was asking a question. the moment you look at the two videos, right? You're comparing the first response of the, what is that first instinct when you looked at the other response and felt like this is not the video? So that is the thing you can say. You can say what the other response did was misled or failed to follow. You can just describe in terms of action style or setting, even setting. And the other thing, by the way, let me ask you a question, a major one. Are these two fights under the tree, the same tree? And are these two okay? They are good. So when you talk about temp, okay, same. While response B, no, okay, no sword man, no sword man, lips over, yeah, no lips over, but doesn't slash mid air. So, oh, okay, then we can just correct this. So the mid air. No, no, just so mid air. This event is very vital as it what do you call it? What do you call it, like when you push something, maybe they are the big crates and they fall, ripple effect. It's a vital, this event is very vital as it was to cause a major effect like the other the other sword man, or the other sword man, like the other blocking, right? He does block, right? Blocking, yes. Which should lead, which should lead, is it this lead this? Yeah. So lead, which should lead to him does what? Skidding, him skidding backwards, but doesn't, right? But so and charging, or charging back, right? He's the one who has been attacked, so he's like now, so he's charging back. Is he charging back, right? Okay, charging back. Okay, charging back, which should lead. Yes, so I think that would be a good. So you say while responsible, no swordman leaps over but doesn't. No, while no swordsman leaps over, uh, and no, the swordsman leaps over. Okay, okay. So the swordsman leaps over. So you can say no swordsman leaps over. You said it the. So response B, you can say the swordman leaps over but doesn't. I think that change would me. Yeah. This event is vital as it was to cause a major effect like the other swordman blocking, which should lead to him skidding backwards. Is it backwards or backward? Backward, yeah, backward and charging back. So I think that's better. You can submit. So we okay. We'll try to make sure that we. So the first time we were, do you remember what we got tested on? Overall preference, then instruction following, then let's talk about the visual quality, right? So which video has better visual quality? Per frame sharpness, color, lighting, anatomy, no artifacts. This one is very tricky. I think this would be response B. In terms of like what I saw, response B, the video is much better because here they're not talking about anything, instruction following or overall pref. Which video? Yeah, which video has better visual quality, per frame sharpness, color accuracy, lighting, anatomy, no artifacts. So response. So which one? Okay, according to me, I think response B has better graphics. If I was, you presented a kid with these two games, they would probably, if it's a video, I think the favorite video would be the yeah, and the yeah. Okay, you can say okay. According to you, the two of them, are you a fan of anime? At some point in your life, were you like fan of entertainment movies and everything? So you have to think of it in terms of you overall preference. Which one had better anatomy? No artifacts, right? Lighting was good, color accuracy, per frame sharpness. So since you're able to play all those videos and you're able to play without any interruption, which one do you think for you stood out? I could say B, but that's like I have to explain why B. So I can say, like when these swordsmen are fighting, for example, do their swords flicker like those, like sparks flying? Are there sparks in both videos? Are there like sparks when? Okay, that's um. Okay, let's go and play both of them. Let's play both of them. Response A. I think the overall, I think the overall, I think the face, like let's say frame 0.08, the way where we are, this is how we are going to use them, right? Right? We can go back to the first one. This is my thinking in terms of this. The first one, I feel like if you pause it at any given time, the face is distorted. Like the face is not as okay. I know it's an anime. I know it's an anime, right? Right? I know. Remember, this is in instruction following, the first response gets better. In overall preference, because we want something that rhymes with the prompt, also the the response also it does like better response. But now when you play response B, like play response B and look at it in terms of quality, their faces, their muscles, how they are, the sharpness, the curve of like their muscles. Look at even their muscles and everything. So we can pause and say an example, right? Let me show you. Let's go to video A and then we are going to use timestamps to be able to describe why this is much better graphically, right? So this one is playing. You say, uh, we can pause. Okay, okay. Let's go back here. Yes. So we can say in terms of even the, let's use hair, for example, play the video B and you're going to see hair, you're going to see their hair. Play video B and you're going to see how detailed the hair is on response B as compared to. So that is could be the first one. You can say uh, the response in terms of overall preference, because they're saying the instruction is what they saying again on that question. I'm hoping frame per sharpness. You see, for something, let's say, for something to say you see how with time videos have been very accurate. So response B is better. Has so much. There's so much you can actually, in terms of the details, color accuracy, anatomy. When you talk about anatomy, we can give anatomy now. The body, their body, right? Visual quality has better visual quality. Anatomy, you can give you can give an example of like hair and muscles. Hair and the muscles of the body are more conspicuous compared to to the first. Okay, let me write continue the way to you just say it. No, let's see if we can they going to do you have autocomplete? Okay, muscles. This one. Okay, yeah, conspicuous. So response A has better visual quality anatomy, like the hair and muscles of this are conspicuous as compared to response as compared to response A, where the faces are distorted when the fighters are moving. Like when they start fighting, you notice that when they start fighting, their faces are distorted. It's like your dream. It's like you're seeing this fight in a dream. But as for the response A, I think the response B, they did a really good, better job. And if you present them to kids would actually prefer the response B. Okay, response A, where when the fighters are in motion. Yes, this is a very. I think this is good. We can. That is enough. Big. Yes, and you can submit. I think yeah, that's a very primary nani. Okay, now I think audio quality. So you have noticed we've been tested on certain rules. I was explaining to you the kid watching you change the bulb. You might find the rules are the ladder is a couple of steps. You might find the bulb should be a certain color. So you're now being tested on the audio. Uh, which which B. Okay, then just write it down. You can, and you have to. Why do you think B? Mhm, mhm. Yeah, yeah. Now, okay, for that particular, okay, okay, you. Oh, so B is cinematic, a cinematic. Okay, no, you know what they're saying. Which video has better audio and visual sync? Audio clarity, lip sync, sound effect, matching events. B, right? So I think this is awesome. When you look at B overall, in terms of what they did, what they're trying to do here, they're trying to make AI understand, because AI might have likely gone with the response B as the better overall response. So yeah, respond. Let me go and pick my son. Let me pick my son. My son is up. I'm coming in a few. Right, type down. Hello, boy. Good day. Good morning, sir. Hi. How are you? Mm. Good morning. Okay, I'm now settled. Uh huh. You. Audio artifact, they're saying, let's say I'm talking right now and then I tell you, by the way, I wanted to learn this because, that's an audio artifact. It's like, what did you say again? That's an, how do I explain response? Okay, so while the two fighters are fighting on the first video, I'm going to ask you, which one would you prefer to play in a better big sound system? Both videos, if you are given both. So why B? Why? Okay, cinematic in terms of the swords, the terms of the air, the tension, they have added more. Yeah. Okay, so response B has better visual. Okay, is this the visual? Okay, can we go to, can you scroll? Oh, response, which video has better audio and visual sync? Okay, scroll down, scroll down. Um, yeah. So which one has? You can say response A lacks that cinematic, lacks that cinematic, or you can even say, oh yes, it lacks that cinematic because we are answering. It's like the law, right? The law follows the constitution and everything. So our answer, even if we say it lacks that cinematic feel, it will be, when you scroll up there, they're saying which one is better in terms of lip sync, in terms of scroll up, they're saying something. I wanted to see that on that question. Yes, yeah, we have to explain it further and never say, I don't like that. And you see, they gave us, when we began, they gave us that example of saying, I don't like one, that's because I didn't like it. It wasn't good. So I have to. So for them, they really don't care how you, which words you use to articulate yourself, as long as you really mean something, you are saying something that is of quality to them and is going to help their case study. That is what is very important to them. Yes, kindly do. Okay, let's go to the other one, which, hey, this one, which one do, which video looks, hmm, AIJ. Hey, hi, babe. Hi, my boy. Hi. Which one looks less AI generated? That's very interesting. But under what rules? Under what rules? Under what rules? Less AI generated, but they gave us some instructions. Let's go through them. They said something. Mm. They said, okay, okay, scroll down. Let's go to the question. Let's go to the question. Mm. Mhm. Okay, let's see. Let's see. The question says, which video looks less AI generated? Plasticky texture, like uncanny, less, yes, uncanny smoothness, unnatural repetition, impossible geometric, background wrapping. I think response B is much better. If you look at the video of response A, yeah, response B is, yeah, yeah, A looks very distorted. Definitely right. You are right. More natural. So we are answering in regards to the like whatever they are saying, right? This natural, more natural. Yes, yes. Looks more natural. We can talk about the face texture. The face texture of the fighters, both fighters, you notice like the face is just different. It's like, and then you can see background wrapping. Is it wrapping? Like there's that distortion that happens. Let's say you just woke up or someone is trying to talk to you. It feels that way when I look there first and yeah, yeah. You have to give in the detailed format if you can. Try to always be making sure uh, looks looks less AI generated. Not sounds more looks. Yes. Yes. So which one looks, if it's, they say which one looks less AI generated, don't give detailed on which one sounds less AI generated. Yeah. Response B looks less AI generated. The face structure, the movement, and the fight sequence of the fighters in response B looks way more realistic, as you can even see their muscle structure, right? You can even see it because, okay, I understand the first fighters are not wearing like short sleeves. They are wearing like all these long traditional kimono. They are called kimonos. This Japanese, right? They're wearing these kimonos, but these other fighters are wearing like short sleeves, so we can even see their muscle. So let me see. Response B looks less AI generated. The face structure, the movement. Okay, so so no worries. The fight sequence of the fighters looks way more realistic, as we can even see their muscle structure and their facial. Okay, they see their muscle. Okay, muscle structure. Okay, let me click this one too. Uh, looks way more realistic, as we can even see their muscle structure. And then they're saying uncanny smoothness, right? uh, I feel there's that uncanny smoothness in response, in re- yeah, so, yeah. No, in response, like they're saying, explain what the other response did was or misled to that led to you deciding response A, I feel is the that while response B You can say the yes, you can say the anatomy of, yeah. What response B? Of the two fighters, looks unreal, specifically the face, right? Like the face, when you look at their face, it feels like those old animes when you're watching like the old animes. Facial structures, yeah, and so anatomy of the two fighters looks unreal, especially the faces of the fighters, and the body movement, and the body movement, or you can say, and this distorted body movement, and distorted body movement. When you look it closely, no, okay, okay, say, and the okay, we can just the fighters of the especially the face of the fighters. We can just leave it there, I guess. Yeah, I can just leave it. And their movement, yeah. Yes, yes, and their movement. Who's sleeping now? Scroll. Let's see. Next, continue. Click continue. Yeah, yeah. Is this? No, 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 no. It's the same thing. No, no. We can. We have. No, no. It's not the same. This now is the video, but with some rules we have to follow, right? Like we can just go through it quick. The same concept. Yeah, same concept. Yeah, yeah, same concept. Continue. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes, Atlas Capture. Atlas Capture, all these things, they are competing. The person that's going to get the most data in this AI race on a specific topic, for example, you get the most data in facial recognition, you are going to control payment systems around the world and everything. So you find that such a thing, it's going to be used, whoever is in charge of the either quality check, they're going to use it for many, many things. So candle making short one. Wow, wow. The cold candle being removed from the mold. Is there a shot of the cool candle being removed from the mold? Mold. Shot three. Mm. So okay, candle making short. Mm-hmm. Okay, being removed. Yes, three. The finished candle being lit. Same week, same candle. Okay, this is good. Let's see the other one. Okay, what they said is that whenever they present to you with two things, make sure you yes, just see them before you scrutinize them. Yeah. hmm Step one is pouring the mold. Okay, shot two. Okay, it lacks the stages. Okay, let's go to the first one. One last time. One last time. Let's read the prompt. Let's read the prompt and then watch the videos. hmm hmm Okay. Okay, the instruction are saying, can you please scroll to the instruction? And let's go and see. They are saying, candle making short, melted wax being poured into a mold with a centered wick, right? Shot 2, the, wait, centered wick. I think this is right. Shot 2, the cold wax being removed from the mold. Shot 3, the finished candle being lit. Wow. Okay, let's play respond. Let's play. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So no one is lighting the candle. So the definitely shot B is, what's the first question? Which response do you prefer? I think definitely it's obvious. The response B was really, and you know what they do? I noticed a trick they use. Let's say they have given you some set of rules and then they give you maybe a prompt so that they ask you a question. The first one might have followed the instructions. So the second one, by the time you're scrolling, the instructions are even past your screen. The first one, it's easy to spot because it's like when you're reading the question is just right above the screen. So the whole thing is covered in one view of your laptop. So you're able to see the you can cross reference. But once you start scrolling, you find like this first shot, you see it's accurate and it's just close to the instructions. So when you scroll down, the inaccurate one is very far from instructions. It's a scroll away. So I don't know why they keep doing that, but like this, the things that are out of sight with the instructions tend, yeah. So let's see. Response A clearly follows the given instruction. Which response do you prefer overall based on the of both based on both video and response A based on both video? I don't think these people, you don't have to. They said overall, right? So they said overall. Which response? Hmm. We have to give them in details because you can say response A clearly follows the instruction per what did they say, per shot? Is it per shot or per frame? So yeah, yeah. So given the prompt step by step, given in the prompt step by step, um, per shot, including someone. The last part was someone actually lighting the candle, not the candle appearing already being lit, right? So including the last detail of someone lighting the candle. And then you're going to say, because they have told you which response do you prefer overall based on both video and sound. The first thing you told me when you saw the videos was the second one is real far, like it didn't have enough details. It was brief, it was short. So that's how to actually say I prefer response A clearly follows the instruction. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. The response B uh, didn't include the part of the candle being lit. That's the only part I felt like they failed. Okay, my son is asleep. Wacha nimpeleke. Ukigive hapo tuna submit. Let me. I was holding him. Alikuwa analia. Wacha nimpeleke. Let me take him to shule. Yeah. Mhm. Okay. That is very interesting because if you read the instruction, you're going to see what they had. Same candle, same. There's somewhere we saw, if you scroll up there, you're going to see somewhere they had said same candle. I think something same week, same candle, something of that sort. Yeah, mold. Mold. No, no, I'll just correct it. No worries. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Clearly changes. Okay, you can say they present two different molds. Okay. Response D did not include the last shot where the candle is being lit and the mold on response B. Uh, the lit and you're going to say so. Okay, that's a good explanation. Being lit and also presents two different molds, and then you can say being lit and you can say and also presents two different mold. You go a further and say mold, right? You can just say full stop, present different molds. You can say mold in frame, you can say zero, or they do it like I'm trying to, where they in frame 0 point, let's say 0.8 is different, is slightly uh yeah, yeah. So what you can do is let's go and you can pinpoint, you can use I was trying to explain to this earlier on, you can also be using timestamps for you to be able to articulate whatever you're trying to, because let's say you say two different molds, they are like two different molds. Yes, where two different molds, so we can even timestamp, right? Okay, this is a different one. It has, okay, okay, let's see, it's a different mold. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay, I see it. Okay, okay. So you can say mold in frame 0.02 is made of. Okay, yeah. So you can see the mold zero, yes. Yeah. Scroll up, scroll back up, scroll back up. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. They, okay, so what happens? Let me tell you. The Either, I was telling you, for this, there are so many companies. There are so many companies. Let me get this person. Sorry for this. Let me get this person. Ataki nimwachilie. My son wants me to hold him. Get over here. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is my experience because I've done, right now I think I've done more than 40 plus either tests. What I've learned with this and some of the most successful accounts is that also how you, I know, I know, I can see the time. What I've actually learned is that the how you fail also is a bigger factor, right? So take two people, like someone who was very engaged in this task and giving out their responses. They were to use 48 minutes, but they ended up using, let's say, 3 hours, right? And then there's someone else who was also using ChatGPT, but they ended up using 3 days, right? So both of these accounts didn't use the 48-minute period. But at the end of it all, and I know maybe you've experienced this before where you fail a certain onboarding, then you start getting these messages. Still being told the project is on, the project is on. It's because also how you fail really matters. So whenever you click start project, make sure you go all through and finish it. And if it's possible, do it in the same, let's say, 72-hour window period. But if it's possible, do it under the same time period. So how you fail also matters. Um, because you can do it under 48 hours, 48 minutes, and use ChatGPT. You see? So you can still do it under the time required and still use tools. So response A looks AI generator. Okay. Response A looks AI less AI generated because of a small transition. I don't think that so. Because oh yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes. Smooth transition between the between, yeah. Okay, okay, okay. Smooth transition between the shots looks less AI generated because each shot has a smooth transition because each shot has a smooth transition and and also less inconsistencies. It doesn't have many. Okay, based on the thing, plasticky texture, uncanny smoothness, unnatural repetition, impossible geometry, background. Hmm, very interesting. What? No, 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 no. You just include the most primary thing. What is that thing that you saw if a friend of, let's say a friend of, you're talking to a friend and they send you these two images on WhatsApp and they told you that they did it because maybe you're a boss and this person, you're like, did you finish the job? Let me see the video. And they send you the two videos. How would you tell them? I know what you did. In terms of like you sent me AI generated videos. What is the one that one thing? The first thing is the wax. That is unrealistic. It doesn't even make sense having two. So the first one looks a less AI generated because it follows everything smooth transition the way you have said. Looks less AI generated because of each shot has a smooth transition and less inconsistent and less no, not yet. You can say less inconsistent. Also same works. Remember, we're saying we have to specify what really, right? Same work, same mold. I meant same mold. So you can see in the other response we have two molds, and that is the biggest red flag. And those are the two most primary. Yeah, yeah. Same mold. Response A looks less AI generated because each shot has a smooth transition and less inconsistencies. Uh, Also same mold, unlike response B, which has two different molds. Just that. That is enough. Just that is enough. Because two different molds, what do you mean? It's like you are cooking tea and then you are serving me porridge. Like what happened in between? Definitely something unnatural under the rules they have. Yes, submit. Scroll down. Yeah, so my son, when I hold you, you sleep. When I put you down, you're up. Scroll up. There's somewhere we didn't fill up. When you see this, just know there's somewhere you didn't fill up. Yes. So, mhm. I think better video. No, no, no. Response A is also better. Response B. Okay. Okay, let's play. Which one has better visuals? Let's play video A first. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Better visuals. Okay, can kindly let me just one more time. Let's just play the A one, the first one. Uh, yeah, so is playing. Clean the fingers. And then there's something I noticed on response A. Okay, apart from the okay, I see the mold. Okay, the mold being removed. Wow, this is a close one. So I think response A has better visuals. For that's true. A has better visuals. So this is what you have to say. Remember the example you were saying they were telling you when you give answers, don't say, me, I don't like that one because it's not even good. You have to give like now here they're saying which video has better visuals per frame sharpness, color accuracy, lighting, anatomy, no artifacts. Now our thing is the artifact thing, right? Uh the because the unrealness of the video that it doesn't have who lit the candle, you know. So like yes, according to the prompt, it was supposed to be. Oh, you have a prolific account. You're also working on a prolific account. UK. He has a UK. He has a UK prolific account or a US prolific. A US prolific account. They do have many studies. How many studies do you get? Which we How many studies does he get in a day? Okay. Okay, which video has better? Okay, the response A has better visual quality. Uh, the so we can't include all the everythings, but you can say has better visual quality. Better visual quality. But why would we say it has better visual quality? Is it because it doesn't change at the end? It doesn't have that two modes thing. So that's what you say, and that's what you in now. Yes, the response A has better video quality with sharp colors and better smooth transition, right? With sharp colors and and a smooth transition, with sharp colors and a smooth transition. This you can add more and say this includes the texture of the skin of the fingers lighting the right. You can even go a little bit details, like a little bit further to say even how real the texture, the skin texture of the hand that lit the candle. You can see that is a very clean texture. Transition including the texture of the hand of the lit candle. Uh, okay, and the and the how, like, we can say also the, but you see everything you have to say here has to be almost not the opposite, but almost something that the other video lacked, right? So we have to articulate, or we have to be able to, that smooth transition thing, we have to include it, right? So response A has better visual quality with sharp colors between shots. Yes, between shots. Yes. I think we don't have, I think just that is better. That's enough. Yeah. Response B, it was inconsistent with the mold. Yes, the smooth transition and the inconsistency of the mold. What you can say, why I consider it as an artifact, right? Like that distortion, is because that candle is just lit, right? It's like you're seated in somewhere. So that itself in video format is as equal as seeing an image with 6 fingers. Yeah. And I know, which I consider as an artifact, right? Or which a distortion. Yeah, I think that's, yeah, distortion. I think a distortion would just do justice. You can submit dark sharpness or that consistent. Scroll down. And also you can say the audio quality is the same as well. Okay, if you find, like, you don't have to literally concentrating on finding a difference. So say both are the same. It's the same, yeah. Yeah, submit. No, no, there's something missing. There's something we haven't filled. We have to go scroll down. There's a question that hasn't been answered. Scroll down. This one is there. Or there's one that has not been submitted. This one. This one. Yes. The quality, you can say just same. They're both qualities are the same. You just don't have to. Yeah. Let me ask audio visual. Okay. There's no one talking, right? In the background video, in that video. Okay, good. Submit answer. Okay, now we can continue. So if you stay in this page for long, what you notice, there's a friend of mine was doing it. When you stick in this page for long, it actually changes and it refuses to go to the next step. We are good. So now task courtroom, right? Let's see. You will compare pairs of AI generated produced videos from the, and this is one thing you have to know about these videos or these lessons, right? Or this whatever it's happening. If you refresh, you're going to get a different set of questions, so you don't get the same questions. Even if let's say you saw a friend somewhere doing this either quality test, you are not going to get the same questions. But the format will remain the same. So practicing on the format, the way you've done it, you've seen it's not that hard, right? So you will compare pairs of AI generated videos produced from the same text prompt. For each pair, you will judge which video is better across several dimensions. Before annotating, important, make sure your videos stand up and say, okay, they said all this or this or this or this. Okay, continue. Let's go. We already read this. The same thing. Yeah, we are 3 questions away. 3 questions away. So let's see. Tracking shot following our barley leaf into a wood paneled courtroom. LeBron James on the witness stand, Serena Williams in the gallery, Mark Cuban at the defense table, the prosecutor's voice off screen. Mr. James, did you or did you not promise a championship? LeBron James is in court because he never came out the champion. What's going on with LeBron? LeBron excels. Just it. I promised effort every night. Championships are not promised; they are results. Cuban. This is the Cuban from Shark Tank. Have you ever watched Shark Tank? And then there's that guy who owns Dallas Maverick, McCuban. McCuban slams his palm on the table. That's what I've been saying for 20 minutes. The judge bangs the gavel. Serena in the second row leans to the person beside her and mutters, "He's not wrong, but the law is terrible." So I think they're creating all these, McCuban, LeBron James, everything, and I think the trick will be the characters won't do whatever is supposed to be done. So we are going to be tested on those 4 things. We're going to be tested on the audio quality. You have seen the format. We're going to be tested in the overall preference in accordance to the following instructions of the prompt. Then you're going to be tested on in terms of which one looks AI, less AI generated. So we can play the first response. You can. Hmm. I say keep it the same location. If you have to change your proxy, at times maybe you might be having money, and let's say you forget to renew your proxy, so you renew it a week later. So when you renew it, it's the same as changing it. All you have to do is maintain the same location, so it doesn't matter. But maintain the same company. He'll just explain location. Maintain the same location. They track IPI inconsistencies. When you log in, the inconsistencies of logging in, you have maybe three different proxies, you have two different taskers that you once gave your passwords for your accounts. So from time to time they do log in. So those are some of the things that get an account really flagged. So let's play the first video. Come again, continue, you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Okay, play the video again. This, I can tell this video is wrong. I can tell this is the response is B automatically, because he didn't say I promised effort every night. Champions aren't promised their results, but he says something different. Just play this and you're going to notice straight. eh, mhm, Let's play the second video. You're thinking something. Okay, they are saying tracking shot following believe no into wood paneled. So the first one, the court should be wooded, right? So it's all wooded. LeBron James on the witness stand. So LeBron James na yuko kwa witness stand hapa hata. Yes, they have done opposite on this frame. You have to be keen on every single word. Okay, so because LeBron should be asked, LeBron James. But you see, he's not been asked LeBron James. He's told, Mr. James, did you or did you not promise a championship? But clearly I can tell the response. Whatever answer it is does not include response A is better. Let's play the video B, and you can just notice the differences immediately, right? So these videos are just bad. Both of them are just bad. Because even if the audio is really good, the audio of response, these two of them are just bad, right? Because let's play the, I think we just three questions, so just three questions left, so I think we'll be good. This is the last page we are answering. So I want you to note a couple of things. You can just scroll up. I wanted to show you a couple of things. All these videos are bad, but the answers were going to be right because they are the videos that with better quality. The response A has better audio quality as compared to the other one. So true, and no banging on the table. So tracking shot, shooting a belief into a wood. So a tracking shot. This is like, you see how movies start with someone, a kid riding maybe a bike skull, and the camera is just behind them. The response B is much better with that because it starts with that tracking shot following into the wooded panel court. LeBron James on the witness stand, Serena Williams in the gallery, Mark Cuban at the defense table, the prosecutor's voice off screen. So his voice off screen. So we should hear his voice but not see him, right? So this, I guess, let's read the first question and see. Because all these videos are wrong. This one is saying Mr. James. This one, the prosecutors is talking. Let's see the which response do you prefer overall, based on both. Now here, this one I think both are just bad. Both of them are bad. You can say both are bad and leave it that way. You have to say why both are bad. So going, going to the front, let me just show you. Uh, let me just show you why these or both shots are bad. You know, they have tested you. They've noticed that you've been answering response A is better or response B is better, response A is better. Now they are introducing a situation whereby none is better. So you can see they say trunking shot following a belief into wood panel court, LeBron James on the witness stand, Serena Williams in the gallery, Mark Cuban. So I think this shot should start by this. This is like if you're reading, you know, this book. If this lesson was a chapter in a book, you should be able to read it to a blind person and they should be able to visualize in their mind whatever we should see on response A or B. But none of them show us that because LeBron James on the witness stand, Serena Williams in the gallery. Now, if you play the opening shot, Mark Cuban at the defense table, the prosecutor's voice off screen. But if you play just the beginning of the two videos, if you play the beginning, you will not see. And then he's saying that for, and this is not even Mark Cuban. Okay, can you start? Can you restart it? Okay, so track showing both of them. I think the start is good because it opens with the camera behind a cop. So let's see. I want to what I was saying earlier on. I was saying, okay, let's see. LeBron is saying what the prosecutor should be saying. Let me play it. All these things are just both of them are just bad. In response A, you can say both are bad, right? You start by saying both response A and B are bad. Then you say response A, you give out all those details. You give both the response, both the responses. This is what they are saying. Remember this. Respond with the response A, or both. Okay, both good. Both are bad. Okay, both the responses are bad. In response A, yes. LeBron is sitting. You know, LeBron has been taken to the court because he hasn't been producing championships. You can say, um, Okay, that's a very interesting. That's a very 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 interesting way of seeing it. But you can say, what did you notice when you notice that first of all, LeBron begins his speech midway, right? So there's so many things gone wrong. Like we literally can say, we can take the whole day to say all bad things about these two videos. You can just pick the main ones. Mhm. Still talking. That makes sense. You have to. You okay? Okay. Okay. Remember, when it comes to you working online and giving judgments based on videos, you have to be very very keen, because uh, because you give input based on what you saw. For example, in this case, we read the prompt, but we see this prompt has two video responses, and when you go through the video responses, you might realize something that is already stated in the prompt, right, as part of script. When you play the video, it is still part of script, but the lip syncing, right? So it's wrong in many ways. Okay, okay, let me. So, so both responses are bad. In response A, the response A, LeBron, you're going to remove the, yeah, response A, LeBron begins responding while the prosecutor is still talking, which looks like he's saying what the prosecutor is supposed to say. Mm, okay, that's a very strong argument, because if you play response A, that's exactly what's saying. Okay, okay. To say according to his lip movement. That's true, according to his lip movement. You can say he also, LeBron James does not begin, he does not begin by saying, because what he should start by saying according to the prompt is, I did not promise a championship, right? I did not promise a championship. Ajasema, he didn't say exactly what he's supposed to say. So this is a situation where everything is wrong, but they're testing her as spotting. Play the first video and you notice. Yes, yes. I did not promise. He was. He said every night. Yes, he's supposed to say, I promised effort. Yes, so he's supposed to say, I promised effort every night, or that, or that. But instead, he's not saying that. He starts by speaking, and his words that he should have spoken in the beginning are the ones that the prosecutor is actually speaking. It's like, mm. Another thing is, you should know they're testing us. They know that now they're testing us on how we can spot the inconsistencies and errors. So what they actually want to know is, how good are you at being able to break it down, right? Putting it into words and articulating yourself in a more sensible way, that these engineers, whenever they're going through these answers, they are like, oh, that's true. I should have, we should have, that's what they're looking for, basically. And this is very interesting. Both the responses are bad. Okay, I think this is enough for. Yes, yes. Response B has so many inconsistencies. So many inconsistencies. You say, in response B, there is banging in the table at the end, or you can even use timestamp, because you see, the engineers, when these people are given these answers, when you submit these answers, what they do, they use these answers to improve the model, so that when they feed it now the data, it's like it will be able to learn from its own mistake. So if you can be able to use and refer to the timestamps. You can just say, there's so many inconsistencies, like the repetitive banging on the table, which was not included. That is supposed to be Cuban. And that is not even Cuban to begin with. That's not even LeBron James, or that's not. Okay, okay. So repetitive banging on the table, Cuban. By someone who's supposed to look like Cuban but does not even look like Cuban. Right? You have to be specific with them, because the humans are going to go through this. Of course, AI is going to review, but later on they're going to use it. But doesn't look like you. Yes. My son is 4 months old. You can imagine. I haven't been sleeping. uh, this guy has been a menace in the at the night, so the mom is also resting. So the guy doesn't want to sleep there. Yes, he wants to stay with me. So yeah, I think, yeah. So wow, this is a good repetitive, like banging on the table, but someone's supposed to be Mark Cuban, but it's not. Doesn't look like Mark Cuban. Um, Also, you can say, and more inconsistencies from this. Like you can say, it doesn't align with the script. Basically, doesn't align with the script, or doesn't align with the prompt. Okay, you can submit that. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, 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 no. You have to learn every day. Yeah, which video better? Both. Because they're saying respond with A, B, both good or both bad. So, and provide a brief evidence based explanation. Generic responses are not accepted. So, I think both of them still don't follow the instruction, because when you look at the what is supposed to be like, as I was explaining to you, in such, they're trying to see if, and there's like this neurotechnology, right? And neurotechnology is going to help the blind people see and everything. So what they're trying to achieve such kind of technologies is, if these words are also spoken, can it be able to like rebuild the visualization and everything? So if you are reading this passage to a blind person, can they be able to replay? And you can clearly see these are two different things, you know. You can say they do not follow instruction from where LeBron should supposed from where does not follow the instruction. From, we can say, okay, which video better follows the given instruction? Right subject, action, setting, style. You can say distorted subjects, or like, I don't know how we can put it, but those, that's not LeBron James and that's not Mark Cuban. Does not follow the given the given instruction in the prompt. We can say starting with the characters, they don't look like the supposed characters, right? Like the, because they have said starting with the characters. You can say now, because I'm using this to answer. You see this here. So yeah, Cuban and LeBron. Yes, you can say whom. You can say to the prompt. Characters like LeBron, Cuban and LeBron, right? Look like the real, and the, you can say, oh, it does not look like the real or the actual characters, or the celebrities. Yes. So you can say Rosmode does not follow the given instruction in the prompt. For characters like, you can say for characters like instead of they. You can say for characters like Cuban and LeBron do not LeBron, or they do not look like the actual. They could say, and LeBron, they do not. They, we can add they between LeBron and do. Proofread to celebrity. Full stop. Right? Yeah, celebrity mentioned. Yeah, and this also can give another mentioned. You can talk about the action, right? In the, you can say in, like, you can take e.g. You can give an example, right? E.g. or also you don't have to give an example right now. You can give more. You can say in response A. In response A, LeBron's speech or script should begin by, you quote and you mark those words that they should begin. Instead, they begin by, you quote, right? You put quotes, some quotes. You can put some. I promise effort. Hmm. You say, yeah, instead every night. Yes, you can say instead he is saying, he starts by saying, you can say instead he starts by saying, and I quote, now we put in every night. That's an example. And you can also include in, yeah. No, no, you can say should begin by I promise effort. Instead, he is saying. Instead, we say instead of saying. every night. You say instead he is saying. Instead he is saying yes. Okay, you've already. Okay. You can say he says every night. He starts by, or you can also say instead he starts by saying every night. Yeah, so you can say instead he starts by saying every night. So you can just erase everything else. You can even say instead of say you can say start by that every night. You can say also his speech is mixed up with the prosecutor's speech, right? You can say also his speech is mixed up with the prosecutor's speech. As you write that, let me put him to sleep one more last time. I'm coming back. Okay, I'm back. So his speech is mixed up with the prosecutor's speech. That is a major one, right? You can also say what else? You give and then full stop. You can say in response B, right? You can include the banging of the table. That is not included, right? Bangs on the table. This wasn't included in the prompt. Which wasn't, or you can even say which wasn't. Yes, violently, which wasn't included. Yeah. Submit. So we're going to be tested on the visual quality. Obviously, all of them. When it comes to visual quality, instead of, okay, let's scroll down. Here we don't, okay, we can play. You can play them and see which one has better. Which one has better visual? So anyway, I take here okay, you can start play. You can just play. Hey, but the first one is really really good. Okay, so uh-huh. You can move the come just click. Yeah, court officer. Mhm. Yes, you can timestamp this. Use the timestamp. Can I tell you another thing? By the way, I was telling you overall on the either projects that I've done, what I've learned. If you can, what they don't include the timestamps, because at times you can tell someone something, but probably it's our fault or it's their fault according to how they understood it. So you can tell someone something, but they didn't really, maybe you needed to communicate much better. But if you are able to use the timestamps, then it's more clarity. For example, this one you can see the distortion. You can say you can refer to the distortion and the timestamp it is 0.04 seconds. So that's much better than saying the prosecutor whom is seated next to the table when the shot is beginning. You see that it saves you also much time. Remember, they are trying to make you finish it in a short period of time. So that inconsistency, I guess, that banging of the table, and then the shot is going up close. None of this. Okay, what are the okay? Let's go. What they're saying. which which v is the quality. We are looking for the quality, and we saw the distortion. We were talking about the distortion that happens because you are being tested on how, yeah, how good this thing. So which video has better visual quality? Both good, both bad. When you talk about visual quality, when you look at them, maybe you can even go back and just play them without any bias. Without, we are not looking at the quality. Exactly, we're not looking at the quality of the information. It's more of like the video itself. Okay. Even Serena looks so real here. The characters, the skin tone of characters. Now, when you talk about the anatomy, the skin tone of the character, the setup also of the. Okay, let's play the B one. You can play the B one, Ebu. Yes, B feels like those AI stories on TikTok. That's what B feels. Because what is Serena Williams doing where prosecutors should be safe? What's she doing there? So overall preference, yes. The sound quality, reserve it for the audio quality check, right? For now, yes, yes. This one, reserve it. You can reserve the sound quality for the audio quality because we are getting tested on all the things I've told you, the visuals, the audio, the overall, and less AI generated. So which one is much better? You can say response, which, yes, and you give reasons. One, you can say Serena Williams or the characters has better visual quality. The characters look realistic from the skin tone, everything. You can include all those things, including the character that's supposed to be Serena Williams, how realistic she looks like. Yeah, features of the character's face. Yes. Yes, response has better visual quality, including the realistic features of the character. E.g., e.g., like LeBron. Okay, okay, okay. Like LeBron. Like you can use you in this case you can use those two characters, LeBron or what was her name? Serena. E. Serena. Yeah. No, we can just go a little bit deep. I think like this one we have to include The response A has better visual quality, including the realistic features of characters like LeBron and Serena. If you look at their faces, you can say Serena facial features. Okay, I wanted to just include. I feel like we said a lot here, but we didn't really. We can, because we can say including the realistic facial features of characters like LeBron. You can say facial. You can add facial. Yeah, realistic facial features of characters like uh I think that's much better. Yeah, LeBron and Serena. Yeah, we can talk of B. But you get what I'm saying, like the formula. You get the formula right, not the question. You know, majority of people go online, they research this, they will see a video, and they will even copy paste the questions, thinking that the same questions are going to come. It might be different questions, but you have to just prepare yourself for. And I'm going to be doing lots of classes, actually, lots of classes in terms of explaining how to. Yes, explaining on YouTube, explaining how I'll be doing, but from now, from tomorrow probably, or midweek, on how to actually think whenever you're going through this. Response A has better visual quality, include the realistic facial features of characters like LeBron uh, and Serena, while response B. So don't submit without. So you find like small mistake, tiny mistakes. I include that, not going through whatever someone has written. You know. Okay. Yeah. But you are supposed to add response here. Response B here. Response B has a lot of inconsistency. The video quality looks AI generated, especially. No, you see, you don't have to say it looks AI generated, right? The video quality looks yes, uh, yeah, yes, you can say looks bad. You can, yeah, yeah, yeah. The video quality, especially the part where, and also the other frame. I think that one we can include. The other one is the characters. You can say where 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 Serena is seated. Serena, she's seated with the prosecutors. Remember? Okay. Oh, visual. Okay. This is the visual quality. Also, the video quality, especially the part where the character who is supposed to be bangs on the table, so natural, and also the characters. Uh, yeah, and also the characters look distorted as compared to, uh, yeah, look distorted as compared to response A. Yeah. You submit. Yeah. Okay, you can add, and you can add a character and actually resubmit. Let's see if they can. You can come here for. Okay. Yeah. So okay, okay. So you can actually, if you have answered and they feel like you have done something wrong, you can just click on it. When the cursor appears, you add the characters. You can resubmit the answer. Yeah, yeah. Here we agreed is a B. Part B has very poor quality, right? So which video has better audio and audio visual sync? Both of them are bad, actually. Because in the first video, if you play the first video, you will notice that the part where LeBron is supposed to speak is the part also Macuban is speaking. So when you look at which one has better, but also you can say response A is much better, depending because we have not been told which one is better at audio and audio visual sync. We have been told which one has better. You can be worse, but when you compare worst to like worst, you can have a better. Yeah. So yes. Okay, that's a good question. What is the difference between audio and audio visual sync? Audio is like the overall background music, while audio visual sync is in that audio, is there someone speaking? Like right now, if you saw a video of me, you'd be expecting my lips to move the same time with the audio. So both of them are bad. Actually, I'm thinking about it, both are very bad. There's no exceptional. Say both. Yes, with yes. You can give an example of response A where LeBron is supposed to speak. The prosecutor is also doing what? Speaking. So the audio visual quality sync is poor. You can say at bad. You can say the audio visual sync, for example, the part, and then you give that example, right? You can say the audio visual sync, the audio visual sync, eh, yes, yes. You can tag where LeBron has been asked a question, but the video starts with the prosecutor saying that, right? So you can question. Yes, where LeBron is being asked a question by the prosecutor, but the prosecutor says or does the prosecutor is saying the LeBron lines that LeBron should be saying, but the prosecutor is saying the lines that LeBron. Yes, you can say both the prosecutor and LeBron are saying each other's lines. And you can timestamp so that you don't have to explain a lot. You can say in the beginning, right? In the audio, LeBron is being asked a question by the prosecutor. Both LeBron and the prosecutor say each other lines contrary to the. Yeah, that was, I think that was a very poor quality. The prompt. Yeah, I know. It sounds like see you know, see you know. Let me correct it. Let me correct it. There's a comedian that speaks like the beginning. I know that guys. He's a very creative guy. In the beginning. so so mhm. The prompt. The prompt. Now, is there a response we can refer to in response B? I think the audio quality of response B is kitschy. It sounds like, play it, you feel like you just know those Tang Tang. You know Tang Tang, the guy that, you know Tang Tang, the one who can pour gold. He goes to a silver school. They have all these crazy stories about wealth and relationship. It's very poor, the quality. Yes. Low quality AI audio generated. So you can just start that and then you can submit. While in response B, the overall audio quality, you don't have to like go into details. While in response B, the overall video quality sounds AI generated. Video audio quality. Yeah, ni audio. Yes. Yeah, you find like those tiny, tiny things, can just one word from changing from video to can like just be a whole universe. So you have to always when you write your answers, you have to go through them once again. Yes, this one is much better. You can submit. Continue. Easy, easy. They are trying to trick you, but also to using AI. The reason they know very well you can't take 48 minutes. So I was trying to explain to some people over all accounts I've done and the ones that I've passed. Uh, I notice it all depends on also how you feel, because you might try to beat it under the 48 minutes and use AI and you don't have logic in it. But for any sane human being who wants to sit down and go through instruction, take their time, 9 sections that include, they don't include 9 questions, is 9 sections with like 30 questions. So we are talking averaging, so you are averaging one question should be taking you, for you to meet the standards, apparently one question should be able to take you 3 minutes or 2 minutes, which is unrealistic considering they have told you play the videos at first then replay them later, and the videos are like 10 seconds, so you spend a minute on their video And now you have another 1 minute to write your. It is quite. So we are in another one. We're on an IG video. So this specific topic was also included on. It was also available on CrowdGen. They were testing something to do with social media and everything. So in this task, you'll review an input video and an output video and determine whether they form a valid recreation uh, imitation pair. Before notating at least once, then rewatch the key moment to compare actions frame by frame if needed. Focus on visual action, not just audio. The output must clearly recreate what is seen in the output. So the input should be equal to the output. So ask yourself, is this the same routine or scene being redone by another person? If it could be just two people doing a similar trend independently, invalid. The recreation is step by step or structural similar or just loosely inspired. So this is the recreation. One of the ways that people have been going viral online is recreating other people's content. I bet you have you're once seen maybe a comedy piece was done in another country and maybe locally you see someone does it and you're like, oh, I've seen this. So that's what they're asking yourself, is this clear the same routine or scene being redone by another person? If it could just be two people doing a similar trend independently, invalid. The recreation is step by step structure or similar. So it should be like similar, so not loosely inspired. So we're talking about input. Ensure that the video is at least 5 seconds or clear overlapping recreation where both videos are doing the same action. Most ignore editing. Yes, so most ignore editing, similarities, cut, filters, transition. The recreation must be the same action themselves, not post-production. Confirm both clips are being properly trimmed. Each at least 5 minutes plus. Combined duration 16 seconds. Let's see here, and so that we can be able. So 2 questions remaining. 2 sets of. Okay, every the reason as to why the Ether has become very big is because it involves majority, and many of these companies, some want training in videos, some audio. So you find that Ether has touched many, but many projects on all these platforms have one thing. They don't have all this combined. They don't have videos and then audio and then images. They have either images, or videos. So it feels a little bit overwhelming, especially for this one. I can say they should have increased the minutes, because you can't say that someone you gave a challenge that involves pictures, right? You're going to you're going to give them the same time with someone who's going through videos. Very unfair. I've watched Miss Doubtfire. Have you ever watched Miss Doubtfire? Miss Doubtfire. This is a movie. It used to be a really dope movie by the rest in peace. I don't know his name. I've forgotten his name, but it's a movie. It's a really interesting movie. Miss Doubtfire. Generate a video recreating the scene from the movie Miss Doubtfire in the recreation. Eh, yes, they have picked it. Yeah, so in this, so another thing, the advantages of doing this, the reason as to why I'm so passionate about doing this like this onboardings and everything, is because they give me so much insight. For example, this project itself tells me how video shots are quite a bigger deal. And so while doing all this, I find myself being able to be creative and do quite a lot. So she imitates the actions and facial expression and lip syncs the same line. The scene starts with her taking on the character of an old woman wearing grey wig, eyeglasses, gold hoop earrings, and the blazer of a blouse with black ribbon. She holding a pad and a green pen. So at zero point 0.2, she switches to the second character, but instead of taking on a male character, she appears as a woman wearing colorful sleeves top. Actually, blue earrings and okay. Let's play, and maybe when you play it, it will make sense. Let me. When I put it on, yes, Robbie, that's his name. He's actually cute. I don't know what happened to him, but Robin Williams has been. Yeah, he killed himself. He's amongst the first people who are introducing Hollywood for males to play female characters. Then Martin Lawrence, then we have Kevin Hart, then we have Madea and all that. So blue earrings and shoulder length. So if I think I can replay it because I see it in a better format on it. When you show her all your personalities, eh? Yes, because I don't think this is okay. At zero point 0.2, right? 0 0.2, it doesn't even make sense. She switches to the second character, but instead of taking on a female, she appears as a woman wearing colorful sleeves top. Okay, we actually going to we are scrutinizing the wrong answer. I realize we have to have another video. That's why it's like, where's the top? Where's the other outfit? Blue earrings. You know, it's in another this other video. This the recreation. This is the output. Yes. Okay, yes, I was telling you, like, the reason I love this because it give me insight. Like, you realize recreation. Like yesterday, I was watching this 16-year-old who clips content. He recreates this video, and if you are able to take step by step of a video recreated, a video shot, you can go viral with it. So let's see the first question so that we can be able to see if we're going to go through it. In this, I okay. I know it's a little bit, we did same rules, a couple of them, so it started feeling a little bit easy. Now we are here, new videos, new rules. Okay, let's see. Generate a video reacting the scene from. So you are telling now it's you, the user, seated somewhere using ChatGPT, Gemini, using whatever tool, and you're typing, generate a video recreating the scene from the movie. And do you know sometimes I even copy paste this prompt because at times whenever you're doing this task, you get really amazing prompts. So generate a video reacting the scene from the movie Miss Doubtfire. In this recreated video, right? In the recreated video, eh, yeah. Oh my God. You no no You find, like, let me tell you, it's funny because when you think about these things, right, the prompts and all that, you have to be careful because different roles have different tasks. Different roles have different tasks. So you have to be keen. So now let's see the rules, and we have timestamps here. So this is no brainer. This is something easy. We're just going to use timestamps. If it doesn't follow it, then it's out. This, yes, she imitates channel by the channel name of that lady we just saw in blue is at by Chanel plays both characters. She imitates the action and facial expression and lip syncs the lines. The scene starts with her taking on the character of the old woman. So the scene of her video should start with her taking character of an old woman wearing gray wig. So you have to also be keen with the colors. Wearing gray wig, eyeglasses, gold hope earrings, and blazer over blouse with black ribbon. So and then she's holding a pad. So that's something you should know. She should be holding some sort of a pad, and so green pen mandatory. So if you see red pen, everything, it's not. She switches to the second character. Now the second character in this scene is Robinson here. So this lady, it's like the way Flaco does, or the way there's this Nigerian, I don't know what is his name. Oh my god, I'm a bit. Mama Ojo. Ojo is like an OG in this. If we gave Ojo this screener, she he's like, this is what I do for a living. So she's holding a pad. She switches to the second character, but instead of taking on a male character, instead of taking on she appears as a woman wearing colorful. So you understand, instead of her switching to this, she still appears as a woman, blue earrings and shoulder length black hair. So her hair should touch her shoulders. At 0.5, she is back to the old woman character, but no text overlay. This is very important. This is the text overlay. Like, this is what we call the. So just going through that, and you realize after she takes on that character 0.05, there's no text overlay. So let's go through the now whatever this is, right? Now that we have understood all that is the recreation. Let's see video one. So take note of the color, the pad. So if she has a book, that's not it. So this is the wrong one, definitely. If you look at this, okay, input question one. Let's see the input. Let's see question. She's not holding a pad, by the way. So I think there's something wrong. Is this that's a book? Yes. And then there's no text overlay. They said no text overlay after a certain period, but there's no text overlay. So even why not mention if there will be text overlay? So you can see she's wearing different. So let's go through her clothes, right? Hope the earrings, the big earrings. So I have, yeah. She doesn't have a pad. She has the green pen. She has the right blazer. She has the right ribbon. She has the. Okay, look what they're saying. She's holding a green pen at 0.2. She's holding she's so you have. No text overlay appears. So good. That's a check, right? No text overlay. Blue earring, blue earrings, and shoulder length, black hair. Uh, that blue earring. Uh, okay, so I don't see the blue earrings. Yeah. Okay, she'll switch. She'll switch. 0.5, she'll switch. Okay, she has the blue ear and the short sleeve. Okay, we compare it. She's back the woman. She appears as a woman wearing colorful sleeve, blue earrings and shoulder. Then I think that's awesome, right? Right, right. And then there's something though. 0. She switches to the second character by taking the male. She appears as a woman. So okay, there's something I'm looking for when you talk about the pads. The scene starts with her taking on the character of an old man wearing grey wig, eyeglasses, or that blazer, the blazer over blouse with black ribbon. Till there, she has worn everything. She's holding a pad and a green. So, is it a writing pad? I think these people should have clarified. But is it a pad? Okay, I think it's a writing pad. We don't have to contradict it. She's holding a pad and a green pen. At 0.2, she switches to the second character, but instead of taking on a female, she appears as a woman wearing. Okay, I think this is a solid one. Yeah, when I look at everything. But the timestamps, um, can you go through the timestamps and see if indeed I use the same timestamps? Kindly. Yeah, 0.5. She should be switching back to nice, awesome. I think the video is good. Okay, now let's go through overall rules before we answer, right? Just because we're like a question away. Okay, before annotating, carefully watch both videos fully, at least then rewatch key moments like we just did frame by frame. Focus on visual action, not just audio. The audio is okay, right? The output must clearly recreate what is seen in the input. Movements, choreography, the body movement, like how, yes, he was like, how he's holding his hands and everything. She's playing Robinson exactly. Sequence of action. Ask yourself, in this, is this clearly, yeah? Okay, take ChatGPT and ask, what does this mean? Give me an example. Explain to me like a 5-year-old. That's what I do at times. You can take that point number 3. Yes. Take a picture ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, what does this mean? Because they have said, yeah, okay, whatever you use, which tools do you use? Okay, use Gemini then. Ask what does this mean, and can you give me an example that illustrate that helps me understand this point more clearly. Because understanding is like the key thing right here. Yeah. So if it could just be two people doing a similar trend independently, invalid. So it should be a recreation. So if it was this woman and then another woman did the recreation of this woman, it would be invalid, right? So it's, but this is an imitation. Whatever you just saw is an imitation. So that is good. Mhm. Okay, what they have done is the sides. So most people, when they do these videos and they involve two characters, may say there was a female talking to a male or two females having talking, and you are recreating them. You will see that this video, the woman is the woman in colorful clothes, same woman playing. She's seated. You can see this character. You can divide this screen by half. This half belongs to Robinson and this half belongs to this character. So if you go, there's no the reason they didn't include the body movement and all that. Also, this you just have to divide it by half, so you can see that indeed they are able. Though you are right, how they have seated, the woman should have sat on the other side, and now this woman with this woman should have been the other side. Okay, they shouldn't be the same character doing. Okay, 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 okay. I see what you're saying. The first video, you can see the frame two characters, right? So generate a video reacting, but also it all depends with what the prompt was saying. This is what we told the model: generate a video recreating the scene with the movie Miss Doubtfire. In the recreated video, she recreates the action and facial expression and links. So she doesn't recreate, it's just actions and facial expression. The scene starts with her. So the yeah, so the sitting. So I think this is a good one. This is a good call. You can say, is the valid recreation imitation pair according to the guideline? Justify your answer. And I think it's according to the guideline. Because the guideline says if it was ensure that at least 5 seconds. So it is 5 seconds. That is what plus. It should be at least 5 seconds plus. But now they're saying combined duration should be at least 16 seconds. So ignore editing similarities. The seating arrangement is clearly ignored because you see, focus on visual action, not just audio. The output must clearly recreate what is seen in the input movement. I think you're right. It is accurate in everything, everything, apart from that one thing. Because you can say it does everything right, 5 seconds plus, good. Ignore the trimming and recreation must come from action themselves, not post-production. Confirm both clips are properly trimmed. So they have been trimmed, each is above 5 seconds. Combined duration. If you combine these two, they should be more than 16 seconds. So let's see. Right? They might be testing us on that. So 7 plus, so it's under. Should be. Okay, it's under, but see, this is more, yeah, it's under 16, which is okay. All right, is okay. And so both of them 7 7 14. So you find that this like those, but there's something very, I think this number two, you raised a very important point. Focus on visual action, not just audio. The output must clearly recreate. So it's what is recreation? What is seen in the out input? Meaning it's wrong. Meaning it's wrong. Meaning it's right everything, but wrong in the body, in the choreography, movement. The movements choreography. Mm. That's the movement, the choreography right there. Let's say today Chris Brown hired you to be part of his dancing crew, right? And they did, you do the choreography and everything. If you are seated on his right side, on the stage there's no way you're going on the left side. So yeah, so whatever you just said is under choreography. So everything is good apart from the choreography, whereby, but everything is good apart from the choreography. But let's see this where the scene she imitates in the recreated scene. Okay, let's see the imitations. Okay, let's see the imitations. Yes, she's asking him, "Do you have any skills?" And she's like waiting for him to tell him the skills, so that she can write. So let's see. This recreation is really good, but only the choreography. If we are to go by the rules, remember in the beginning we were told we should not go with the prettier one because it's just pretty. We should go according to the rules. So we are going to say no, and based on the rules, right? Because we are saying, is this a valid recreation limitation pair according to the guidelines? Justify your answer with evidence-based reasoning by referencing specific action or movement. So you can see, and here they're saying, say generate a video reacting the scene movie. So this person was generating a reacting, but it didn't really react because the woman asking questions should have been on the other side. So that's the only thing I can say no and just use that. I can just say no and use that. That's the, yes. So only the choreography is wrong. So you can say the yes, the seated position. No, yes, you can say, um, And they're saying they're not saying start with, so you can say everything else is okay apart from the choreography. The seated position of the old lady. You can start with the old lady starting that is asking questions. You can say she's seated in a different position in the output. In the input, she's seated on the left side of the screen, right? But on the in the and you have to in the input, you have to refer or input or output. Yeah, there she's seated next, like in a different position. The old lady is input is seated in a different position. In the input, the old lady is seen seated on the left side of the screen, right? You can specify. So the only everything is good. Remember, you are recreating, right? When people are imitating people, politicians, famous people, they imitate the exact thing, right? So this imitation is just accurate apart from the choreography. In a different position. In the input is sitting in a different position. You can put that, or okay, you can put in uh, yeah. You can say a left side of the. Is it left? How would you describe it to someone who's going to see this later? So the left side of the screen, left side of the mm, screen. Yeah. So I can close that left side of the screen while you can say while in the output put the on the output the old lady is on the right side of the screen. But you have to articulate in the what, in the beginning. Is it the beginning or the end? So the old lady in the beginning of the in the old lady in the input in the beginning of the video. In the beginning, is it the beginning or is it the other beginning? Yeah, okay. So the old lady in the input in the beginning of the video is seated in a different position, while of the old lady the old lady is seated on the right. We can put in quotes so that they can know it's now the so-called person that is playing the old lady. So so yeah, so the old lady is seated, so on the other side of the screen. I think that's just it. Can't really go far. Everything is says good pen, blazer, ribbon, so many things. So submit. mm. Very interesting. 8. So we have reached the images section. Yes, we are now in the image, so at least the videos, they have given us some space on the videos. So in this task, you'll review an AI generated image and identify all the issues present. Your goal is to carefully inspect the image and list out everything that looks incorrect, unrealistic, or does not match the prompt. So in this task, you're going to look at AI generated image and identify all the issues present. Your goal is to carefully inspect the image and list out everything that looks incorrect, unrealistic, or does not match the prompt. Before annotating carefully, they're telling us the same thing. Carefully scan the entire image and zoom in wherever possible instead of relying on the quick, uh, fast glance. So some images, when you zoom in, you find out that the characters are distorted and everything and all that. Yes, the same concept of looking for, as I was telling you, you get tested on audio, video, image, and just a little description. So just the same concepts being thrown at us in different platforms in a different. Some may come as either, some may come as just just different names of different Project Hedgehog, just different, but it's the same things you're being tested on. So pay close attention to anatomy. Yeah. What? Yeah. I have before, and I had to learn from that. Yes, 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 yes. So it time limit. So you have to be able to be prepared and everything so that you beat the time limit. And if you fail, as I was telling you, because like I'll give you an example. I have had my respondent account for the longest time ever, and just recently, respondent, yeah. Yes, so you find like I've had my respondent account for the longest time, and it just recently also started receiving many gigs. As so you find that yes, majority of people are really heartbroken when they fail, but failing, you have to look at how did I fail? Was my reasoning like, the answers, were the answers really good? If someone was to give me a second chance and they go through all that, how would they really be able to see it? So you find that how you fail matters. If you are using ChatGPT all the way without really humanizing and you fail, you are clearly never going to see a task for a long time. So respondent, so recently my goal was, my whole point was, for people who are passing, how you pass is very important, yes, and it's good to proceed. But whenever you ever find yourself in a situation whereby your account has failed, think of it in terms of, how did I fail? Like, was it because I used the AI all through? Was it because I left it midway? Like the assessment that you had left it midway, so you should not be able to leave it midway. Okay, no worries. Yeah, so you find that okay, majority of the time it is like that, but people fail to tell you those fundamental things. Like Okay, this account, like a respondent one might take quite some time. I won't lie to you. A respondent one, if you fail the first time, a respondent account will really take so much time. So you can clearly see, yes, so they pay attention. So these are some of the rules for either, right? So every you notice they even have gone a step further to, like, it's like they've given marks to whatever it is, because they know people have been, they're asking themselves, why are many people failing? Is it because we have not highlighted? So you can see some sort of highlight. So they usually have to give you this set of rules, and so that you're good. So if you see there the saying, check the lighting, check the shadow. Yes, only. Mm-hmm. So watch for some objects or elements that don't make sense, such as floating items, broken shapes, or inconsistencies. Check for lighting, or that, or that. So let's see. Let's see now the first one. Yeah, so you can scroll. Okay, but I can see the globe. I don't see the globe. The globe is like that small world, a miniature world. So okay, continue. This is now bad output. Definitely, I can clearly see this. This is a bad output. Okay, I didn't. No, the hand does not have six fingers. So okay, example. Mm, okay, I don't see it. No, but that is an example, right? Remember, they're telling you you don't have to look for literally the literal examples. They are giving you examples so that you can see. But according to the, yes, so it's like according to the rules, right? They have gone a little step further to tell you, according to the rules, what do you think? Is this and this and this and this? Yeah, so there's no globe one. Okay, we can go. Let me take notes of that. Let's go up, right? So let's go up to the rules. And they've said carefully scan the entire image and zoom in whatever possible instead of relying on the quick first glance. True. First glance has also saved us. We don't see the globe. Check that all prompts details are correctly shown, including object. So here is where now the problem begins. All right? You cannot be able, all the prompt details are not shown. The globe, where is the globe? The globe is not there. As a matter of fact, there's a cut. So look closely at the text in the image and identify any missing spells. That's why they are giving you examples, right? They are giving you examples of what is there, and all that and all that. Pay attention to anatomy structure, especially hands, face, limbs, and all. Okay, you have to also check that. Watch the objects or elements that don't make sense and float. uh Also, continue search for, okay, only list real issues and avoid calling out things that are are normal or not specified in the prompt. So only call out things that are not specified in the prompt. And what's not specified, I didn't see the cat, wasn't. So A person studying a globe in their room at night. Totally different. Different worlds, day and night. Yeah. So let's see the question now. Review the image issue you can find for each. Briefly describe where it occurs. So you can say the prompt states that hapo unaweza sema here you can say anything but you have to remember that you warned us early to so that you don't say this is bad, yes this is bad image, or I don't like this. So you have to be specific. So what the prompt told us, person studying at night. So the question is review the image and list all issues. So let's go to the image, and the prompt, and let's list all the issues. Okay, this is the image. Let's go to the prompt. One, no person studying, only a hand. Studying, only a hand. Yes, I'm actually writing down. No person studying, only a hand. Another one is daytime. Okay, you can see daytime, because through the window we can see there's natural light through the window. There's no globe. In fact, that is the most, the first thing you have to state you state issues based on, primary issue and the secondary. The primary issue is no globe and no person is studying a globe at night, right? Yeah. So no globe. Cat present. Cat present. So when you zoom in, do you no distorted here? Okay. So we're just going to see. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. The cat is okay. I think many things are good. It's just that the whole thing is just wrong. The actual, yes, the actual objects that they are talking about are actually absent. You know, so and all the elements that have been mentioned, you can say. So review the image, list the issues, describe. You can say, you can type and say no person visible on the image, no person standing in the room is visible. Yes, yes, continue. You can just continue. You have to read how they tell you to respond. If they tell you, let's say start with, you start exactly the way they told you, but for now they haven't told us respond with response A. They normally do. Those are one of the biggest reasons as to why most majority of people are failing, because of how you answer. Not that you didn't give the right answer, but your formatting. Because you can see here, we're not saying response or ever. There's no person studying a globe at night. You can say instead we have a cat, or you can say instead it's at daytime, or there's a cat. I'm trying to find the right words to actually be able to put it in a more. There's no person. Yeah, instead it's daytime and there's that. Yes, instead there's daytime and there's a cat on the table. Yes, so only a hand is visible, and you can say There's no uh, person studying on a globe at night. Instead, it is daytime and there's a cat on the table with only a hand visible. With only a hand visible. Or with only a hand reaching out to the cat that is visible. With only a hand that is reaching out. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I think that was the main issue because if there's no person studying a globe at night, eh, as long as that has been stated in the line that there's no person, because we can talk about the flowers, we can talk about the table, the images. How this is what you do, right? If you want to know, let's say you have been given a couple of examples and you want to know how you're going to submit it, this is exactly what you do. You take a picture on your Gemini or ChatGPT and you ask ChatGPT, is my answer that I'm about to submit the same format as the given examples? If not, how can I adjust it? And you're going to see a whole adjustment and you can use that particular adjustment. No, no, no. It doesn't. It doesn't, because what they were trying to clarify is you giving more information. The hand has 6 fingers. Instead of leaving it there, you can say there's an extra finger between the index and the middle. That's why we said there's no person studying at tonight. Instead, it's daytime and there's a cat on the table and only a hand reaching out to the cat is visible, right? So we can be able to submit this one. Okay, 2 full stops. Let me delete one. I was keen. Yeah, I'm always like keen on such. Thank you. So the rating is the last one. Yeah. They usually reach out eventually. Eventually, they usually we click finish and then let's go to can click finish and then let's go to now handshake. I'm 50-50. Niko, fingers crossed because the time and everything, but I know you really did good. And the most important thing for me whenever I'm working with people is them the ability to understand. Because I don't want people like to be like 100% dependent on me in a way that, let's say, if you already get the format, it's highly likely you're going to perform really good next time you get screeners, right? So you have seen how you are able to answer, how keen you should be, and how careful one should always be whenever you're approaching these. So maybe you can, after you submit there, you can switch to handshake. It doesn't make sense. Yes, you can tell them you didn't get enough time. Okay. You can say you felt like either was unfair with the time allocation, giving you the same time when the task contain videos that you should play and replay. In short, this time I don't think it makes sense, honestly. Hata wewe mwenyewe umeona. Is not enough. Yeah, is not. Okay. It's not okay. I'm okay with the model, but okay, I'm okay with the model, but I feel like the time allocation for this system is not enough because it's not enough because okay. 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 Okay, that's okay.